figured out how to make Curt Cignetti smile. They're giving him free beer for life because of the mentions that he's got. What kind of beer are you drinking? He says, Hoosier Lager from Upland Brewing. Awesome for Curt Cignetti. Awesome for Upland. Good people at Upland making Curt Cignetti smile. Limits himself to one celebratory beer after every win. So it's not like Upland is going into its pocket too deep for this. It's not like they're going to, it's not like saying, okay, we're fueling Guns N' Roses back in the late 80s with all the beer they can drink or all the Jack they can drink or all the whatever they can drink. This is Curt Cignetti drinking one beer at a time. It might cost him a case a year. If he limits himself to a beer after every win, it's going to be a maximum of 16 beers per year. So just send him a case every February 1st or every August 15th and hope they keep for a while. I guess that's the way that's going to go. But good for Curt Cignetti. Good for Upland. Again, really good people in the Hoosier Lager. I absolutely heartily endorse that product. Very good beer. I'm not a micro beer guy, but that's good stuff. He also received a promise for free Chipotle forever. So this is a good month for Curt. And if he was a college student, any college student at IU, that sets him up. They never have to buy food or drinks for the rest of their time on campus. Beer and burritos? Yes, please. I'm in, or I would have been in between the ages of 18 and 23. Absolutely. We're going to compare Josh Hoover, the incoming transfer quarterback, against the outgoing transfer quarterback, and that's Fernando Mendoza. Fernando Mendoza, projected to be the number one player taken, first draft pick utilized in the NFL draft, is going to be on Fernando Mendoza, according to guesses by those who think they know stuff. So hopefully that's true with Mendoza, and hopefully he's traded so he doesn't have to play for the Raiders. We're going to go over that too. We're going to talk about the lineage of failed quarterbacks with the Las Vegas, Oakland, Los Angeles, back to Oakland Raiders. It hadn't been good for the Raiders for a long time. Now, they did have Derek Carr for a while, but they never got over the hump. They went to the playoffs 2 times in the last 23 years. The Davis family, they are not good at running the Raiders. This is not Al Davis in the 60s and 70s when things were going really good for the Raiders. This is Al Davis late in life when he wound up on Goofy Street, and his son Mark with the bangs. I mean, please, what do you think's going to happen? You got an owner with bangs. Yeah, you ever see like George Halas with bangs? No. Vince Lombardi wasn't rocking the bangs, even though he wasn't the owner. Jim Irsay, never bangs. Bob Irsay, never bangs. Bob Kraft, never bangs. No. No bangs. The Mara family, nobody in the Mara family, other than, I think, one of the actress granddaughters of the Maras, none of them with bangs. Can't have bangs and call yourself a serious businessman. That's just it. Mo Howard was not a serious businessman. Mark Davis, not a serious businessman. We'll talk about that. Not about the bangs anymore, though. Lou Anarumo, defensive coordinator of the Indianapolis Colts. He is on a list of candidates for the Buffalo Bills job. They're reportedly going to interview Lou. We'll see what happens. Brad says, do you think Lou will stay in the Colts organization? Well, it depends. I mean, if the Bills offer him that job, and I like Lou Anarumo, but let's face it, that defense didn't work. It's not the scheme. I think we've learned that, right? It's the guys. Any scheme works with the right guys. Any scheme also fails with the wrong guys. I think we've learned that from Eberflus to Gus Bradley to Lou Anarumo. We're going to talk about Indiana basketball a little bit. Losers last night at Michigan. Indiana basketball in the middle of the toughest stretch of their season. They project right now 9-11 in the Big Ten, 18-13 in the regular season of this college basketball season. I would take that right now in a minute. If you promised me 9-11 and 18-13, I'd say thank you. They got a tough stretch coming up. After the game on Friday night at Rutgers, they got a tough row to hoe, and we're going to talk about that too. We will talk about Bennedict Mathurin. We haven't spent a lot of time talking about the Pacers because the most interesting thing about the Pacers is whether they're going to lose enough games to get a top 5 draft pick in the June NBA draft. Trading Bennedict Mathurin, who has not played in almost 3 weeks, doesn't seem like a terrible idea, but is it? We'll talk about that too. This is Inside Indiana Sports Now for Wednesday, January 21st, 2026, brought to you by the people at Today's Dentistry. Great people there. 317-849-2933 is the number. Dr. Mike O'Neill, the finest dentist in the world. Been my dentist for 33 years. My only dentist. I'm not going to another one. When Dr. Mike retires, if that ever happened, let's say he retires in 15 years, I'm going to have my teeth pulled. I'm going to go full on implants or dentures and just say to hell with it. Because without Dr. Mike to keep my dental health perfect, it's not going to be worth having teeth. Again, give him a call. 317-849-2933. That might be hyperbole. Might be hyperbole a little bit. Make sure and become a member. As you're a member, you can participate in our all-member get-together, Coffee with Kent, on Saturdays. There's the official shirt of Coffee with Kent. There it is. And we'll talk about sport. Very kind of convivial. Very, you ask, I answer, I ask, you answer, that kind of thing. It's like a conversation. It's a lot of fun. Become a subscriber. To win a prize, you must be a subscriber. And you can win this shirt. I don't know if you're someplace else, someplace outside Indiana, I'm not sure about how many of these there are for sale. Around here, they're running through them pretty quick. It's a nice heavy-duty shirt, $60 yesterday down in Bloomington. And there you go. But we're going to give it away tomorrow afternoon. You must be a member to be eligible to win, and you must use the phrase that pays, which is roll it back. About IU football, roll it back. That serves as your entry. We will put 10 tickets of those who comment, roll it back, on the fabulous prize wheel that you see right there. We will give it a spin tomorrow afternoon, and that will be rewarded. The winner, Zeus Bear, yesterday, we gave away the jersey. Zeus Bear got a hold of me. I sent that up to him up in Northeast Indiana. Lives on a lake. Nice. Sometimes I look up the addresses to see what's going on at these places. And Zeus Bear lives up on a lake. Looks like he's got it kind of laid out real nice. So I'm happy for Zeus Bear. Enjoy that jersey. Fireman Jeff says subscribe to win, not member. Yes, membership is not to win. That's not an entry. That is not a requirement for eligibility to win. Membership. Subscribing is a membership is a requirement to win. So got to get that straight. Smash that like button, and if you want to make a donation, no big whoop. But please include a comment or a question that elevates the level of conversation on this channel. Let's go. Roll it back. Damn right. DCSK8er. Oh, Skater. DC Skater 52 9 529. So that person's got a comment. If the Colts miss the playoffs, will Carly just not re-sign Chris Ballard instead of firing him? That's the way it looks right now. I can't imagine they're going to sign him to an extension. You'd have people picketing, for God's sake. They would picket at the Colts complex. Jack Kotsky, an all-meal deal member. Great for Jack. Good for you. Excellent. Zeus Bear says, thank you, Ken. Always welcome to come to the lake. I love lakes. I may just show up. I'll show up with a case of Hoosier Lager. I'll knock. I'll say, hey, where are the boats at? And we'll go we'll go fishing or something. Looking very handsome today, Ken. Well, very nice of you. I took a nap today, to tell you the truth. I took like an hour power nap. I'm trying to go all Kramer. Like he took power naps that episode, and he wound up being awake late at night and kind of in Jerry's bedroom saying, hey, what do you want to do? It's a great episode. Let's talk about Curt Cignetti. He's going to get free beer for life from Upland Brewing. That's awesome. He drinks one beer to celebrate a win, and this free beer promise will not eat too deeply into the coffers of the people at Upland Brewery. Because what is that? This year, that would have been 16 beers. That's okay. Even the 16 ounces. If you got 16 ounces of the Hoosier Lager, that's not altogether too bad. Also getting the free Chipotle because it was publicized that he eats a burrito bowl with white rice, black beans, and chicken every single day. He is a creature of habit, a creature of routine, and you don't mess with success, so good for him. Let's talk about Josh Hoover versus Fernando Mendoza. All right? Josh Hoover from TCU this past year, he was 272 of 413. That's a completion percentage of 65.9. He threw for 29 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, a passer rating of 153.4. Fernando Mendoza, his last year at Cal, we're not going to go like Hoover at TCU, Mendoza at IU. Because Mendoza, being with these coaches, was a different kind of Mendoza. Being behind this offensive line was a different kind of Mendoza. Being a part of Indiana football, different. So Mendoza, 265 and 386, that's a completion percentage of 68.7, 16 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, a passer rating of 144.6. Hoover rushing, 55 attempts, 4 yards. Now, that includes sacks in college, so that's that. Mendoza at Cal, 87 rushes for 105 yards. Mendoza at IU, just if you care, 72% completion, 41 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 182.9 passer rating. So comparing Mendoza to Hoover, Cal Mendoza to TCU Hoover, Hoover looks like a pretty damn good quarterback, but numbers don't tell the whole story. You got to watch this guy throw. Hoover can make all the throws. He can make the long field out, not a problem. Got a good arm. He maybe, his mobility, I think is, how do you say this nicely, a little less awkward, but I don't know if it's more productive because Fernando Mendoza was willing to put it out there, especially in that game against Miami. Man, have you seen a guy get hit a quarterback get hit like that? Running the football, is he stretched to get that ball over the goal line? Holy hell. That's going to hurt for weeks. I don't know whether it cracked ribs, ruptured a kidney. I don't know what it did. I have heard no reports of an injury. I'm just saying that hit looked like, wow, that's going to leave a mark. You saw the bruises on his arm, for God's sake. But I kind of like this. I like Hoover. The more I watch, I've watched some TCU tape. I like the way he throws the football. I like the way he is kind of a commanding presence that I sort of like. I like Josh Hoover. We'll see if Indiana can roll it back with Hoover, take maybe another step up. Rourke, Mendoza, Hoover. I don't know. That's real optimistic, given that Mendoza won the Heisman. I get that, but I'm an optimist. It's Optimism Wednesday. Let's go. Mendoza to the Raiders. The Raiders are so unsettled at the quarterback position and have been for a long time, even with Derek Carr. There were always rumors that he was going to be traded. Like in Derek Carr, when they did Hard Knocks with the Raiders, sheesh, what a pill, that guy. Are you kidding me? Yikes. He's like Carson Beck. Bad face, really bad face when he played with the Raiders. And I remember him being interviewed when he was at his pool, at his house. Holy hell, what an insufferable douche. Toby Northern says, what do you think the chances of Miami trading up to get Mendoza? I don't know. I don't know where they are in the draft. What are they, 10th, 12th, something like that? I don't know. I don't know who their do we know who their coach is going to be? I have no idea. That'd be nice. I'd like for that to happen just so the family doesn't have to travel. And what I'd like also, I'd like Mendoza to tell the Raiders on the down low, because he's that kind of guy. He's a classy guy. I'm not playing for you, ever. Listen to this. Like Geno Smith, Gardner Minshew, Aiden O'Connell. Granted, Derek Carr was pretty good for 9 years. Terrell Pryor, Carson Palmer, Jason Campbell, Jamarcus Russell, Dante Culpepper, Walters, Collins, for 2 years, Palmer for 2 years too, Russell for 2 years. But other than Carr for 9 years, that quarterback room was unsettled as hell. And even with Derek Carr, the Raiders went to the playoffs twice. From 2003 to 2024, they've gone to the playoffs 2 times. That's it. This is a franchise where quarterback careers go to die. Refuse to play there. Insult Davis. This is what I do. I really quietly though. You don't. You'd say, "Look, I'm not playing for an owner who's got bangs. No offense to your hair. No offense to you, sir. But I have no interest in playing for you because I have an aversion to people with bangs. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time." And I get on a plane and get the hell back to Miami or Bloomington or wherever you're going. You pass. No division titles. We talk about no division titles in Indianapolis since 2014. No division titles with the Raiders, no matter where they were playing, since 2002. Good Lord. Lou Anarumo reported to be on the list of those who will interview for the Buffalo Bills job. Mark Davis has a perfect chili bowl cut. He does. He's got the Mo Howard working. But see, when you're a billionaire, nobody's going to tell you that stuff. Nobody. That's why this show is so valuable to the rich and successful, because we tell you things that other people just won't. Get rid of the bowl haircut. Get rid of the bangs. What are you doing? Billionaire, no. Look, it hadn't caught on. If it hadn't caught on yet, it ain't catching on. What is the point of rocking the bangs? And people saying, ooh, bangs. Didn't work for Mo, not working for you. IU basketball in the middle of the toughest stretch of their schedule. They lost by 12 last night to Michigan, a game that I am not going to watch back. I will not watch a replay of that game. I don't think the Big Ten Network will offer one. Rutgers, they're next, Friday night in Piscataway. And you hope you beat them because they are the only bad team left on the schedule. The rest of them are all different shades of good. Some really good, like Purdue, who comes up next on Tuesday, a week from last night. Purdue comes to Assembly Hall. What's going to happen against Purdue? You hope that there's a little more energy. Energy from the crowd fuels energy from the players. You hope for the best. Ken Pom projects 18-13 and 9-11 in the Big Ten. I'll take it. Thank you. Put that in my pocket and run like a thief in the night. Because last night they did not look like a team that's going to win a lot of basketball games. They looked completely confused as to where they were supposed to go and how they were supposed to get there. And that's not a good thing for a basketball team. And the shooting, not great last night. Despite the second half, they got it going a little bit with Tucker DeVries. Hit, I think, 4 threes in the second half. That's a good thing. Is there any point to keeping Bennedict Mathurin is kind of the question as to whether to trade Bennedict Mathurin prior to the trade deadline, which is 2 weeks from tomorrow. So is there any reason to keep him around? He can score. He's been hurt. He hadn't played since early January. That's the month we're in. So it's been just a little bit less than 2 weeks. Hadn't played, or 3 weeks. Hadn't played since January 2nd. Mathurin can go get buckets. Elite level bucket getter. Who, if you got a team, you get him without, like, he's going to be a restricted free agent this offseason. So you're going to have to pay him $25 million in all likelihood. But if you can get him to if you're a scorer off the bench away, if you need a Vinny Microwave Johnson coming off the bench to get you some buckets as your second team's on the floor, Ben Mathurin is your guy. Are they going to be able to get a starting level center from somebody, which is the hole for this roster? Or do you just want to keep Mathurin and not fix the center position until the end of the season because you don't want to get any better? You don't want to win more games than you would otherwise. You want to be better in the long term. You don't want to be better in the short term at all. I'm not saying tank. Keep competing, for God's sake. But the Pacers right now, as they're constituted, they are unable to win at a high level. And if they don't win, if the Pelicans and the Pacers, like they're battling for the bottom, right? If the Pacers win that battle hopefully tonight helps the game against the Celtics, where the Pacers are going to be housed. I'm telling you. They guarantee themselves a top 5 pick. Pacers do. Top 5. I'd like top 5. I'd like top 3. Right now, I'm not sure which of the top 3 I'd take. You got Boozer, you got Peterson, and you've got Debonsa. I like Debonsa as a potential pro who is going to be one of the best 5 players, I think, in the NBA. Boozer is going to be the one most able to compete right out the gate. Debonsa, once he gets that 3-point shot down, I've been watching BYU. That dude can flat play. It is obvious. And BYU's a pretty good team even without Debonsa. But when you watch, you're like, there he is. That isn't easy. Like on a bad team with a good player, you can see him when they walk into the gym and go, oh, there's the guy. When they're playing and everybody's pretty good and you can see who's best, that's a pretty good basketball player. Brad says, I know we got a top 3 pick, even though I hate my Pacers losing. I hope we get one. I do too. Top 3 would be beautiful because I think this draft at the top is 3 deep. So I'd take Boozer, though. Boozer's going to come in and play like a man right out the gate, and I like that. So we'll see what happens. Want to remind you, if you become a subscriber, you got to be a subscriber to be eligible. You can win this national championship T-shirt. This is a serious T-shirt. This thing is heavy gauge fabric. This is not like one of those pitiful things that you buy at like a concert venue. You know what I mean? You go get the Thin Lizzy T-shirt. Even though, Phil has been dead for about 45 years, Thin Lizzy is still the name of the band. I guess maybe you can get them at like Lucky Brand Jeans where they have all the concert T-shirts or at Target. I don't know. But you get those concert T-shirts and they're really thin and they shrink like hell. This thing is not going to. This is a serious T-shirt and that's why it costs $60. $60 for a T-shirt. What? Yes, I'm not kidding. But we're going to give it away tomorrow. You must be a subscriber, so hit that subscribe button and you comment. And the phrase that pays is run it back. I think that's roll it back. That's what it was. So do the roll it back, and we will select 10 of the roll it back comments. We will put them on the fabulous prize wheel. And tomorrow afternoon at this time, we will spin for another winner. How about that? I got stuff. I got swag. I don't know. Got the Rose Bowl, cool Rose Bowl poster from Bison Mafia up at the upstairs pub. Got a couple of those. I've got the LEO shirt. I don't think anybody's going to want the LEO shirt. I got this at the IU Surplus, the same place where I got the Marching 100 uniform and hat. This was significantly cheaper. This was like $5. It's a high-quality Adidas shirt with a message that I hope resonates better off the field than it did on the field. All right, tomorrow morning, Breakfast with Kent. We get rolling bright and early. I'm getting my bearings. We will start at 7 o'clock tomorrow. All right? We'll talk to you then. I'm guessing the Jersey winner contacted you. The Jersey winner did contact me, and a wonderful fella, Zeus Bear. And he lives up there, not too far from Fort Wayne, a little bit north of Fort Wayne. And got a lake house rolling. Very, very nice. Going to rock that Hoosier jersey out there on the lake in about 4 months. It's a little bit chilly to do it now. We'll talk to you tomorrow.